What's your name?
Mufasa.
I told you to wait for me.
We can't just leave him here.
Rules are rules, Tucker. The king will never accept a stray.
I'm not a stray. I'm just lost.
Tiffany, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
I'm from Picture House Cinemas, and we're so excited to have Mufasa opening so close to Christmas as well. It's such a great time of year for a film like this that just brings people together.
Yeah.
Are you a big cinema goer? Do you get a chance when you're working to go to the movies? What's your cinema habits like?
I try. I used to do it more. I used to just go, especially when I'm filming and like on location. That's a perfect time for me. I don't know why, because you know when you're at home and you get into your daily routine, it's like hard to find spots in the schedule to do it. But when I'm on location, I will just go in the middle of the day and go catch a film, and sometimes catch two in a row, you know what I mean, and just have a great time. I love it.
Oh, that's ideal. I guess when you're a bit away, you want to explore the town, check out the local theatre, see what the vibe is.
Yeah.
I hear lots of my friends are actors, and when they're working in the evening, the daytime screenings, like they're so sacred. That's the one you want to go to.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I was wondering, with Mufasa, how did this first come to you? When did you first hear about this movie?
Yeah, I think it was 2021. I had like quit voiceover auditioning because I thought I was so bad at it, and then my agent sent me this anyway. I guess they ignored me and were like, "We heard what you said, but this is The Lion King, and it's directed by Barry Jenkins." And so I was like, "Great, you're right. I'll audition." And so I didn't know that I was auditioning for the role of Sarabi. They had like a secret name for her. So I just did some auditions, and then over the course of a few months, sent in some auditions, and then found out I got it and cried immediately.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's such a special, like this series means so much to so many people, but then the fact it's directed by Barry Jenkins as well, it's sort of this perfect meeting of minds and just cinema.
Yes, 100%. I mean, he's one of our greatest living directors, I think. It was on my bucket list to work with him. I think, like you said, Lion King means so much to so many people because it conquers so many like deep themes, right? And I think it taught a lot of us who grew up with it about grief and loss and all these things. And so, of course, Barry Jenkins is the perfect person. Like, you don't, when you say, oh, yeah, Barry Jenkins is directing a Disney film, I think most people go, excuse me? But when you say he's directing something in the canon of The Lion King, it makes sense because he brings such a huge heart to all of his film work.
Absolutely. I think the drama, he's so good with performances and acting, and the first one is based on a Shakespearean story, and that just makes total sense that someone like Barry Jenkins would want to carry on this epic, character journey.
Yes, 100%, yeah.
What's it like, I guess, when you're actually doing the work for this? What's it like for you? Are you with fellow actors, or is it you and Barry in a booth? Like, how does that look like?
For the most part, we were all kind of on Zoom. Like, I never was in the physical space with Barry, which is the first time I've ever worked with a director and never was in. I met him before and I've hung out with him after, but never while filming. And it was 2021, so it was like at the height of like Omicron, like, you know what I mean? So everyone's separated. We were on Zoom. Sometimes it'd be like 5 or 6 actors on like 5 continents, 4 countries. All of us have done different projects and different times, different hairdos, different accents, you know what I mean? Like, so many things happening. And so nobody got to discuss like, hey, I think we should do this here. And how about we create the chemistry here? It was just like jump on and jump in. And over the course of 3 years, we figured it out.
That's incredible. And also, considering that this is one of the biggest films of the year, to know that Zoom played such an important part in it.
Yes, Zoom has, it's like, for the better or worse, it's become so much a part of all of our lives,
When you found out you were, in fact, auditioning for Sarabi and that was the role you're going to be playing, what did you and Barry talk about with the character? Did you get sort of one-on-one time with him to discuss?
Yeah, we had one meeting before I started when I found out it was Sarabi that I was actually playing, and I said to him, like, okay, so do you want me to like try to match what Alfre Woodard did or what Madge Sinclair did? Because that's a lot of pressure. And he was like, no, this is your role. You're getting to set up where she goes eventually. But you have freedom to just create this new version of her because she's still kind of a kid, right? She's figuring things out. And so I did still study those performances, and I still wanted to take some of the warmth of because they have such rich, deep, warm voices. I wanted to take some of that and some of the regality that they have in their performances, but I was able to have some more fun with her and make her sassy and sarcastic. And so yeah, that's what we kind of discussed.
When you're actually performing, I guess because they're recording your voice, and I presume it takes a bit less time than if you're sort of live action acting. Do you get a chance to do more takes and let's try it like this?
Yeah. It's a much faster process. I mean, as far as like the actual day that I go in, obviously I've never done any other project that took 3 years, but that's all on the animation side. But it's like you'd get so much done in like 4 hours and be like, and I get to go home and I didn't have to be in hair and makeup. This is incredible.
That's the dream.
Yes.
I have a secret, Mufasa. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother.
I was wondering, what's the obviously there's lots of great dialogue in this film. There's also some singing. What's it like, preparing for that side, where I guess it's not a musical performance again with your body. It's very much you're going to be singing on the track.
Yeah.
How long does it take to prepare and learn the songs?
I had a big fear of singing, so for me, I don't know about the other guys. You know, Kelvin sings wonderfully, beautifully. He'll sing. I don't know if you interviewed him yet, but he might sing in the middle of your interview. You never know.
He's up next, actually.
Right.
Genuinely.
Okay. Great. See, we'll see what happens. Right. But for myself, having such a fear of it, I started preparing right away. I got a singing coach that I would work with as often as I possibly could. So it was about a year of preparing to before I even got the songs. My coach and I were just prepping my voice, and then I was working with Lin-Manuel Miranda's team to make sure that we got the songs just perfect. And I even went to a little bit of therapy because I was like, to my therapist, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm just gonna cry in the booth. And so she really worked with me to become comfortable. So for me, I don't know about anyone else, but it was a lot of preparation.
That's the other thing, and then you got Barry Jenkins directing the movie, but then the songs with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
Again, do you get time to talk to him and sort of discuss what the song is about and where you need to be?
No, I did not. I did not have that opportunity. Again, his team was really great in prepping us. The one time that I had an interaction with him was, again, on Zoom. When I was recording in LA, he popped in at the end of my session, and he was in New York, and he popped on the screen, and I was just like, hi, Lynn. And they were like, okay, sing the song again. And I sang it, and at the end, he was like, that was perfect, that was beautiful. And then they were like, okay, you're done, go home. That was the extent of my connection with him, but I mean, it gave me a lot of confidence to get, a good pat on the back from Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah,
that means a lot.
Yeah, it means a whole lot, yeah.
What was it like for you, I guess, doing this remotely and from Zoom, but when you actually sat down and saw the finished movie and you hear, the songs properly mixed, and what's that experience like for you when you've had such a key part in making the film?
The first time I saw it in a little screening room with just myself and Keith David, who is wonderful in the film as well. And it wasn't even fully completed, but it still was like an out-of-body experience for me. And then seeing it at the premiere in LA, that was when it was really like, wow, to see it with my friends and family and a whole theater full of people and see it in 3D is really intense, and it just felt like a full circle moment for me, having grown up loving the film and now to be watching it with my family and friends and be a part of it. It's incredible.
Oh, wow. Are you able to sort of be in the moment watching the movie? Or are you thinking about what you were doing on Zoom on that particular day?
I think I was able to be present watching the film, and I think that's a testament to Barry's directing, because there's no way you can't get lost in the beauty of this film, I think.
100%. It's such a feast for the eyes and the ears, and a great cinema experience.
Yeah,
I think we're so pleased to be able to open this up at Christmas because families will be coming, and it's when people have got time off work, and the movies is where people go, especially in this country when it's so cold.
Yes.
Have you got any Christmas movie, habits you like to do or traditions?
Yes. I watch, okay, this is strange. My husband and I watch a movie called Tangerine.
Oh, I love Tangerine.
Okay, yes. Yeah. That is our yearly Christmas watching, because, it's set on Christmas Eve. Or Christmas Eve, I think is like one of the first lines of the movie. But it's kind of, like a cheeky kind of like film to watch for Christmas, but that's the one we watch every year. And we used to play a drinking game where every time they say a certain word, we take a shot.
I love hearing about people's Christmas traditions, because we always sort of put different movies on in our cinemas to see what people are coming out for. I think Mufasa will be one this Christmas, but I'm going to go home and watch Tangerine.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You and Tucker together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
Obviously, the big screen experience is so important for what we do at our cinemas. Do you get a chance to go to the movies? Are you big cinephiles?
Yeah,
I love to go to the
I
movies.
love going to the movies. Yeah, it's I don't know. I just love experiencing a film, experiencing a picture in the way that the filmmaker intended for it to be received. Of course, that's not the only way to receive work, and people can receive it as they wish. But me personally, I love to go to the movie theater, and hopefully we can keep it alive. And actually, more than that, hopefully we can get it to thrive. You know.
I hear that. Is that the same for you? Kelvin?
Likewise, and I love the experience. I love being able to be with people in the theater because I feel like it's just more fun. Like you get to hear the laughs, and like sometimes I get a little self-conscious when I watch a movie by myself because I'm just like, wait, what am I supposed to be? What's the actual vibe here? Am I overthinking it? You know what I mean? But you know what? I saw this movie called Sasquatch Sunset. Everyone was calling it a comedy. I thought it was the biggest drama of the year. I was bawling, crying in that movie, but nobody was in the theater. So, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I need the community part of the theater.
We've been in the movie theater together. And
It was
been
just
two
me.
of us. You know, like it's because we want to see it as it's the filmmaker intended for it to be seen. But I also think what's beautiful about the cinema. Sorry, we're going off on one now. Is just that even if you go on your own, you can feel that you are part of something. Because you can be there surrounded by 100 strangers, but you're having a communal experience, and that's the beauty
magic.
of cinema. Yeah.
I hear that. It's like, you know, the audience is a big part of watching any sort of performance, whether it be a movie or a play, you know, and if it's an audience of one, you're bringing an energy. If it's an audience of 100, you're engaging with other people. That's a good time. I think, like, the great thing with Mufasa is I went to an early morning screening of it, which isn't my preferred time, but I really got into it, and I think that's the sign of a good film.
Yes.
You know, if you like, you rock up, you get a coffee, it's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's go. And actually to come out and not wanting it to end, I was like, okay,
Yes.
that's a good movie.
I love a morning movie.
appreciate
I love a morning movie.
Is that your time of day?
Oh my
morning?
God.
What's your preferred time of day?
Best time for me is a matinee. So
Same.
like
Same.
1 p.m. Something like
1
that.
p.m.
1 or 2.
I
yeah.
do morning to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
At nighttime, though, you catch me if you're doing an after 9 o'clock and you got a 2-hour, 3-hour run. I don't know, y'all.
Yeah.
I've been known to sleep. I just sleep
Yep.
anywhere. You know.
That'll be me and you.
So I want to be able to watch the whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was wondering with this film, I guess before we get to the you know, actually watching it at a movie theatre, when did it first come to each of you? What was the first you heard of Mufasa?
For me, it was 2020, and I was in the Dominican Republic filming Old with M.
wow.
Night Shyamalan. And Barry texted me, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, "Can you sing?" And I was like, "We'll see." And then I didn't hear from him about it after that, and I was like, I shouldn't have said we'll see. I should have said yes. And then, 2021 came around, and then we actually both auditioned for Mufasa and
wow.
Taka. And then,
That's the first I heard this story.
really?
I didn't know that.
Oh, no way.
That's
Yeah.
Whoa.
I guess sometimes, with big films especially, like you don't know who you're going to be reading for. Do they send you sort of like a generic side to read through, and then you find out later what part you've got?
Yeah, well, originally they called Taka Horatio because they didn't want. That's what I was looking through. I was like, they didn't want us to know, and I was like, I wouldn't have known what Taka was anyway. To be honest, I was like, you gave more away with telling me it was Horatio. But I got it in the email. I saw the email, and I was like, oh, Lion King, you can say less. I'll be there. Yeah. What do I need to do to get this job? Mm-hmm. So yeah.
It's like Lion King plus Barry Jenkins plus Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like, that's an
an
incredible
immediate
lineup.
yes.
They kept giving.
There's actually no other answer to that than yes, yeah.
We must fight together. If we fight, we die.
Just to be clear, I never signed up for this.
I'm here to protect you, my brother.
What's it like working, I guess, actually like doing the work on a film like this when you're recording the voice? Is it, do you get to work together, or is it you and Barry in a booth? How does that work?
It was COVID, so we were
course,
all
yeah.
working on Zoom. The first session, I believe Aaron was in Toronto, Barry was in Hong Kong, and I was in Prague.
Oh, really international.
Yeah. No one was ever once in the same continent. So yeah, it was a really unique process, but it was really fun. It was like everyone was really excited to work, obviously, and to be able to do this movie in that time was a big, like, it was a light in our lives.
No, it really was.
It really
man.
was.
It really was, yeah.
And we got to play, and we got to work with a great filmmaker, and we got to work with great actors and scene partners. And the list, when they kept casting new people, like when Mads came on, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Mads Mikkelsen is in this?"
Yeah.
Like, I was constantly inspired, and yes, it was maybe complicated in some ways, but it was like when you're a child and you don't really know when your parents are struggling. You know what I mean? Like the COVID aspect, that COVID, like, what's the word? Obstacle felt like nothing to us, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a small, for want of a better phrase, price to pay to have the opportunity to do something as magical as this at a time that was so challenging for so many of us, you know?
I think it's like a really confident move as well, because this is a big screen cinema movie, like we were talking about earlier, and you were recording it at a time when, like, we didn't know if we were going to open our cinemas again. You know, it was really scary, and all of the films were moving, and some were going on to streaming, and some were just sort of in limbo, and but we always knew, like, if we got through it, we needed big films like this, because this is what, you know, lets us play the indie films, lets us play the foreign language films.
By the way, can I just say, I love Picture House anyway, but my love grew deeper for Picture House because you screened Brother at the Ritzy in Brixton, and that is an independent film, and it's very dear to my heart. So that I already love Picture House, but when I saw that you were screening that, I just fell even deeper in love with Picture House. You guys are really doing, like, just the most beautiful work in supporting and standing by indie films. So yeah, much love for that.
Oh, that's really kind of you to say,
Course,
and yeah, we're really pleased with our program. We love to show big blockbuster movies, but we always want to make room for the indie movies, the British movies, the foreign language films.
Yeah.
You know, and why, you know, you want to have, like, it's film tapas, isn't it? You want to have something of everything.
Yeah, all film tapas. That's so good.
That's nice. That was
nice. But it also gives us. It also, you know, gives us. I mean, we would do it anyway, but when we see Picture House, you know, screening independent films, we go, you know what? It doesn't matter what anyone else might think. We know it has it. Hopefully, it will have a home somewhere like Picture House. You know, people who stand by it.
No, yeah, this is a big one for us. And we're big supporters of Barry. We've played all of his movies. He's come to the Ritzy for Q&As for his last two movies.
Amazing.
You know, so it's always nice to sort of, you know, keep supporting a filmmaker, you know, from the little films to the big films. It's cool. Well, thank you so much, guys. So I love the film.
Man. That was a pleasure.
And yeah, big fan of your work. Well, thank you very much.
We're alive! I did it! I saved us! You were saying?
Thank you for watching Picture House Cinema's unique video content. Hit the subscribe button to be kept up to date with our movie news, cast and crew interviews, highlights, trailers, and lots more.